Salutations viewers, my name is Game Dame and welcome back to another one of Legends of Runeterra patch notes reviews. We are now in patch 1.5 Notes Labs, also known as the Season of Fortune. So the Season of Fortune continues with patch 1.5 and the introduction of Labs, a new game mode that's all about variety, experimentation, and maybe a little chaos. We've also got a few quality of life improvements and even a few balance changes. So we're going to read the dev notes as usual, and then we're going to read about the new mode called Labs, and then we're going to go through some of the card updates, and then quickly go through the rest of the things that they have on here that don't need as much as our attention as like the bigger updates for this patch. So without further ado, let me read the dev notes. So dev notes balance in 1.5 and beyond. Patch 1.5 contains a couple balance changes that were originally slated for patch 1.6 as part of their usual monthly balance cadence. While we're not going to start making balance updates every patch, we saw an opportunity to quickly turn around a few key changes and get them in your hands, and in the process develop more flexibility around for when and how they update the cards. So as they covered in their Season of Fortune introduction, starting in August, they'll introduce new cards to Legends of Runeterra every 2 months, which means they will also need to update how they think and how they approach balance over the life of a set, which is very important, I would believe, because I think Riot Games in general has always not had issues with balancing, but like there's so many things that I think they need to focus on for balancing that may not always be in the favor of what the users should think, but they're trying and they're testing out to see what new things happen. So I mean, the balance, it all depends. I know with actual League of Legends, it's just balance changes are usually, well, it depends what lane you play. They could be good or bad. So they're always subjective. As with every balance changes, they're always subjective. So they're still in considering how exactly they'll adjust, hence our interest in experimenting, as I've just stated, but look for more info into our eventual preview for the next season. They also want to stay flexible with how they give players insight into what they're currently working on, things like the watch list idea that they have always had in all the other patch note videos I've done, where they had stuff they were just putting on the back burner, but they weren't ignoring them, and they were just seeing exactly where they were going to delve more research into that. But they want to stay flexible in how they give players more insight to what they're currently working on, and some of the additions of the patch notes or the epic card experiences we asked for on Twitter prior to the patch of 1.4. This time, we actually like to provide a brief preview of what they're planning for patch 1.6. So the updates they're currently working on include adjustments to some of Heimerdinger's associated cards and his bots, reworking discard units to increase their satisfaction and usability, adjustments to direct nexus damage on cheap Noxus units, and they hope to have these two changes in this patch, and they'll see us back in 2 weeks for the next patch of 1.6. So, new mode, that's awesome. And that's really nice to see that they're constantly thinking of new ideas that are even just correlated to the champions themselves, which give them a little bit of a shine. So following the addition of Gauntlet's last patch, Labs are more experimental take on game modes and LOR, where Gauntlets are aimed at competitive experience. Labs are all about variety, experimentation, and maybe a little bit of chaos. You can also try them out with a friend. Ooh, Friend Challenge now offers a choice between a standard match and a current lab. That's pretty cool. That not only this is just, you can just go and challenge. That's pretty cool. The way that they're choosing between a standard and a lab match. I'm getting my words mixed up. My apologies. So their first lab ARAM is available with patch 1.5 and features unexpected champion matchups and unpredictable outcomes. Rather than building a deck, you'll make choices from a random selection of champions when the game starts. The champions you choose will start in your hand and generate a deck for you to pilot against your opponent's equally random creation, which I think is a really cool concept because it kind of makes you think on the fly, right? About who or which champion belongs to which region, what you think would actually work, and depending on what avenue you want to go down. So I think that's really, really cool that they implemented this in this patch, where you're able to just basically create a deck on the fly, which was similar to what they've already had with their expeditions, but this is even just more so based off the champions themselves. So it's a lot more like, okay, what are they going to include? So every patch after 1.5 will include a new or updated lab to replace the previous one. Some labs will experiment and small changes to the classic Legends of Runeterra formula, while others will offer new game modes or even more extreme takes on card play in the world of Runeterra. Each one is a chance for you to join us and to try new things and discover what's fun, what's not, and what deserves to be developed further in the future. We're starting small, but they're looking forward to some bigger, crazier experiments later this year and beyond. So that's really awesome. No, I really like that new mode. I think that'll be a lot of fun and get players to actually think about the decks a little bit more. But you know, this is just like on the fly thinking, so it's very much like on the spot critical thinking, and that will definitely help your brain move in. So let's look at, there's only a couple card updates. So Pilfered Goods cost went from 2 to 3. And then Solitary Monk, her power went from 4 to 3. So she's no longer a 3 mana 4/3. She's a 3 mana 3/3. They were really strong. She was a very strong elusive card. So I think this is not a bad drawback. I mean, I would always have a hard time playing her just because, like, sometimes I would have an insane board and then she would be one of my last cards and I would just not play her. And it was, I kind of wish, I mean, she's one of those make it or break it cards. She could save your entire team, or she could screw you in the complete opposite way. So I like her, but I think she's very situational. Of course, again, more card text clarity. They have clarified Avarosan, Hearthguard, Nautilus's Riptide, Pool Shark, Reckless Research, Transfusion, Vladimir's Transfusion, Ancient Yeti, Brash Gambler, Bullet Time, Draven on both levels, Unguard, For Demacia, Frenzied Skitterer, Funsmith, Gangplank level 2, Green Glade Elder, Insightful Investigator, Iron Harbinger, Love Tap, Maokai Sap Magic, Misfortune, Mobilize, Pack Mentality, pick a card, Ranger's Resolve, Riptide, Sap Magic, Sejuani level 2, Sown Seeds, Twisted Fate level 2, Twisted Fates, pick a card, Vision, Anivia's Harsh Winds, Ash's Flash Freeze, Black Spear, Brash Gambler, Eternal, Remitter. Did I already say Flash Freeze? I feel like I did. Well, I'm going to say it. Flash Freeze, Get Excited, Harsh Winds, Inspiring Mentor, Jinx's Get Excited, Mark of the Isles, Oblivious Islander, Razor Scale Hunter, Shinpo, Spectral Matron, Spinning Axe, Sumpworks Map, Ye Been Warned, Zaunite Urchin, Sump Dredger, and Callista's Black Spear. So all those cards, they fix a number of consistency issues, such as sentence order, plural usage, and uses of fleeting and all end targeting wording. That's really cool. So with the Expedition arts types, of course, they've added or switched out or removed in general. So what they've added to Ancient Evil, they've switched out Battle Scars, they switched out Fishbones, they switched out Fluffed and Tuft. Noxian Might, they've switched. Raiding Party, they've switched. Spell Slingers, they've switched, and they've added to Suit Up. So they got Vault Unlock Timing. So Vault Unlock Time moved from Tuesday to Thursday at 8 a.m. So when it's no longer on a Tuesday, that's actually really nice. I always hated it when I was unlocking vaults on like Tuesday, because sometimes I wouldn't get the chance to play on the weekends, and then I really wouldn't get that many rewards. So I like their timing with this. This is actually a lot better. And this week's vault duration extended to 9 days to make the transition. They got some miscellaneous items and some bug fixes. But you guys can read more in the description down below. I have a link directly linking to the patch 1.5 notes labs. But that is all the time I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys have a wonderful rest of the day. But please do not forget to subscribe and or follow to my YouTube and or my Twitch. You know where my YouTube is at, but you can find my Twitch at twitch.tv/thegamedame. Thanks guys, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye bye.